First question, have you ever heard and seen a seagrass before?
Yes.
I see. So, can you see my slide right now?
Yes.
Which one of these three is a seagrass?
The bottom one.
Oh, yeah, you got it right. So, next is, do you think human can eat seagrass?
No, big human cannot eat it because it is seagrass.
Okay. Then, do you think animals can eat it?
Yes.
So, what animal eat seagrass?
A turtle. And then there was one more animal, I guess.
Okay. Alright. Next is the last question. Would you help in seagrass conservation either by beach cleanup or support uh, and volunteer in seagrass program?
Yes, I will help the seagrass.
Okay, Uma, that's all from me. Thank you.
Welcome.
Jadi akak akan jelaskan sedikit lah sebab adik Umai tak pernah pergi laut. Jadi Kak Nabila akan explain, terangkan sikit pasal laut. So dekat laut ni ada banyak organism, ada banyak ekosistem. Dan salah satunya yang akak sedang buat kajian ataupun research orang panggil ialah ekosistem rumput laut. Pernah dengar?
Pernah dengar rumput laut je.
So seagrass ni ataupun rumput laut dia sama dengan rumput dekat darat. Cuma bezanya rumput laut ni boleh hidup lah dekat kawasan air masin. Sebab dalam badan dia ada satu sistem yang boleh membantu dia untuk hidup lah air masin. Dekat kawasan rumput laut ni ada banyak organism. Adik Umai boleh teka tak apa haiwan yang ada dekat rumput laut? Apa-apa je, cuba teka.
Haiwan.
Haiwan.
Tapak Sulaiman. Maybe.
Betul. Tapak Sulaiman pun boleh ada dekat rumput laut. Selain daripada tu, ada satu haiwan yang besar, kita panggil dugong. Pernah dengar dugong?
Pernah.
Dugong ni diibaratkan seperti lembu. Sebab dugong ni, dia makan rumput. Kalau dekat darat, kita lembu yang makan rumput, betul?
Betul.
Tapi dekat kawasan rumput laut, kita ada dugong yang makan rumput laut ni. Dia sebagai dia punya diet. Rumput laut ni, dia penting untuk ekosistem laut. Tahu tak kenapa dia penting?
Tak.
Tak pernah terfikir?
Tak.
Tahu tak tumbuhan buat dapat makanan atau tenaga dari proses apa?
Tak. Tapi tahu dia daripada laut.
Ya, pernah dengar fotosintesis?
Pernah?
Rumput laut ni dia dia makan ataupun dapat tenaga dia melalui proses fotosintesis. Sama macam tumbuhan yang dekat darat yang kita biasa nampak tu kat pokok. Dia sama je dengan pokok. Dia punya proses. And then rumput laut ni dia buat proses fotosintesis. Selalunya proses fotosintesis menghasilkan apa? Fotosintesis menghasilkan apa?
Tumbuhan lah.
Fotosintesis tu dia akan hasilkan oksigen. Oksigen yang kita hirup sekarang ni, yang kita ambil sekarang ni, tu semua datang daripada tumbuhan. Jadi rumput laut, ekosistem rumput laut ni sangat penting sebab dia menghasilkan oksigen. Oksigen ni bukan setakat manusia je yang akan ambil ataupun berespirasi, tapi haiwan lain juga. Jadi rumput laut ni penting untuk manusia dan juga haiwan.
Seagrass is a grass-like plant that grows in or close to the ocean. Do you think seagrass plays an important role like all the other plants?
Yes, it does.
Okay, nowadays human activities give such a big impact to its marine environments, including seagrass habitats. In your opinion, how are the seagrass habitats destroyed?
Okay, in my opinion, The seagrass habitats are destroyed because of sediment runoff from industrial activities near the water system. The nutrients are being washed away into the water without filtering it, so it will cause harm to aquatic life.
Okay, so how does this destruction of seagrass habitats affect the ecosystem?
The destruction of seagrass habitats will destroy habitats for lots of organisms, such as fish, crab, and sea turtles, and this might affect the fishermen too for their incomes.
It is very important for us because of we all know that the most productive ecosystems and the multifunctional ecosystems are found in the seagrasses ecosystem, and many small fishes and juveniles says a heavy habitat ground is there, and it also huge nutrient supply and also different types of functions have in the seagrasses. Actually, seagrasses are fond of to grow in the muddy or soft bed, and it all times it tries to reduce the wave action, tidal action, and save the small beds, soft beds from the erosion also. But it is now in a threat nowadays in all over the world because of every 30 seconds one acres are destroying and by the others or by the other local communities from the world. It also the 29%, almost 29% of seagrass is already lost from the world. So we have to conserve it because of we know if we don't conserve it, we have to face some problems like climatic ecosystems problem. So we have to face we will lose our some special animals like only one herbivorous animals, ocean animals is dugong. Dugong is only habitat is seagrasses. So that's why if we want to save our dugong, we have to conserve the seagrass.
Generally speaking, people don't know much about seagrass meadow. This is a true, right? So people know more about coral reef. Definitely, I mean mangroves they know, but they rarely like really appreciate mangrove as well, I guess. But coral reef because they are beautiful and then they are always associated with fishes, beautiful fishes, colorful fishes. But seagrass meadows are, I think, the least getting the getting the attention from the public because they are just, I mean, green, right? And then most of the time people don't mangroves and corals. So of course the attention that given to them is very little. But I think in the past 20 years, a lot of efforts have been done on seagrass itself. Even given it is research or conservation efforts. So I think the attention is rising. The amount of attention that perceived by the public is rising. But for sure is that we still have to catch up a lot because the importance of the seagrass meadow is not being acknowledged yet. For example, the blue carbon storage capacity, yeah, and seagrass ecosystem basically provides much more ecosystem services aside from the blue carbon, right? You can see that actually not many people are working on seagrass in Malaysia, so you can actually count it. So I mean researcher, yeah, there's just a few numbers of them, and then conservation, I mean like conservation projects that dedicated specifically to seagrass, it's also very few. So, but the thing is, we actually Malaysia actually has like the one of the highest, one of the few highest seagrass diversity in the Southeast Asia. So I think after Philippines is Malaysia already. So okay, since but we have it's like seagrass. We have a seagrass hotspot here, but the thing is we don't actually pay a lot of effort in understanding them and conserve them. So I think that's quite a shame lah. So uh, nowadays I can see that some of my friends are actually working on it, like trying to set up more awareness programs, or just disseminate information through social media. And then the NGOs that I joined before, I mean the project, the NGO that involved in my project before, which called Marisat, and then also there's an NGO called Malaysian Society of Marine Science. I mean, all these two NGOs are the one that I involve more during when I do my master's project. So yeah, I think they all also like from time to time they will do some seagrass related conservation program, but still I would say that we still have a lot of to catch up to the level which Australia, somewhere like Australia, and then Singapore or Thailand, they all really do a very good job. Yeah, I think that's one thing that our local NGOs are still trying to expand their how to say their target audience. I think because I mean as you know, our local NGOs has limited capacity. We all just like has just a few staffs, and then basically they are all like depends on the volunteers, okay, or interns. So like a few, I mean it's not NGO, maybe some a local group lah, maybe comprised of the local people. And then for example, like in the Johor Straits there's a local group called Club Alami. They basically bring people to visit the seagrass meadows, to increase, to teach them about the biodiversity of the seagrass meadow, the flora and fauna within the seagrass meadow. So yeah, they have been doing that actually, but of course maybe the advertisement is not so it's not so widened yet, so it's not so that many people around the Peninsular Malaysia will join. But of course, it is actually very good. It is already received a lot of good responses from the public, as far as I know. Yeah, but and then another one which is in Penang, the Penang Seagrass Project. So yeah, so that's actually another group of people working on the seagrass meadow also, right? So and it also received a lot of good responses. So yeah, it is actually increasingly the feedback is increasingly well lah.